Hello and welcome to Nana Yoga. If you're brand new here, my name is Nanako. I'm a yoga teacher here in Miyoko in Japan, if you couldn't tell from the background and the style. And today's class is a strength focus class and kind of how you can build strength even as a beginner. So if you're intermediate, this is a good one to try, but if you are a beginner, I will add in modifications, because if you are wanting to do more and more yoga, you might have noticed already if you've done a few classes, it's actually quite, not only do you need flexibility, but you actually also need quite a lot of strength. And by that I mean, I'm sure if you're already quite sporty and you do lots of running or cycling or hiking, you'll already be feeling like, you know, you have maybe the strength, not so much the flexibility. If you're much like me, where you're a bit of a potato, you might have just noticed that you overcompensate with certain poses because you're not quite sure how to do them, and then maybe you're finding that you know, you have, for me for example, I've had shoulder injuries because from waitressing, when I was back in Australia, working in the ski resorts. Yep, it snows in Australia. I kind of strained my shoulder from the lack of strength, and then doing yoga and trying to do certain poses, it just strained it here. And there's also other things that can happen when you can overstretch and not strengthen. So the best thing I find with progression in certain yoga poses and to get stronger for you, it's not about being thin, it's about getting stronger, is your core. So if your core is strong, everything else just kind of is good. Everything else kind of comes together and is strong. Anytime I've practiced more core work, whether that's just in yoga or Pilates, I always find that my lower back is much better. So there are so many reasons to core, and I know it's hard, and it's not actually my favorite thing to teach because I also find it hard to do core work, but let's please give this a try. And if you have any comments, let me know below. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and let's get started. So let's just sit down on the mat. You can sit in the middle, cross-legged. If you need to have a bit more support, if your hips are a bit tight, just put a block underneath or cushion or anything you want. And just relax the shoulders, nice long spine. And we're going to bring the hands facing down just to calm ourselves. So we're going to start with some gentle warm-ups of breathing. And then we're going to start to get into the more strength-based chaturanga and core-focused poses. So relax the shoulders. Just start with a normal breath. And next we're going to inhale through the nose. And we're going to exhale through the mouth. 2 more of those. So we're going to inhale again through the nose. And then exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. And then exhaling through the mouth. Next 3 breaths are going to be inhaling through the nose again, but this time exhaling through the nostrils again. 2 more breaths, inhaling through the nose, and exhale through the nose again. One more time, inhaling through the nose. And exhaling again through the nostrils. Then gently returning to your normal breath. And then opening the eyes. And next we're going to leave the hands where they are, on top of the knees. You're going to exhale. Bring the stomach back, the shoulders round, looking down into your belly. So cat-cow's seated, and we're going to inhale. The chest is coming out, the head's coming back. If you have any neck pain, just come up ever so slightly. It's more about the spine, getting a bit of movement here. And then exhaling down. Inhaling up. One more, exhaling down. Inhaling up. And then inhaling, come back to center. And then we're going to bring both hands out to the side. We're going to slightly fly them over. And then the right hand's going to come up above the left knee. And then the left hand's going to just come behind you. You're going to inhale, get nice and tall. And then you're going to exhale, look behind you. And then you're going to inhale back to center. Then you're going to exhale, left hand to the right knee and right hand behind you. And then we're going to inhale back to center. Next we're going to kind of stretch out the ankles and the feet. So you're going to bring your knees in together. So I like to say in Japan, we're doing Japanese style pose. This is actually a yoga pose, but this time you're going to bring the toes. So if you've got wide feet like mine, just make sure to tuck them all in. And then you're going to kind of stay here. So if this is like super intense, if you've been walking a lot or you've been standing all day, this will feel super intense. So you can always come up higher. And then if you have any problems with the knees, you can always roll up the mat. This one's so thin, it actually makes no difference. But and then just keep the toes in. I promise I'm doing it. And then you're going to come back. I'm going to come back and face you. And then here I'm going to distract you from what's going on with your toes. And we're going to bring the hand out in front of you. So the left hand's coming up. And you're going to press the fingertips behind you. So I've got my thumb as well in there. So one more breath here. So we're just and then exhale, we're going to bring the hand down, pressing all of those fingers in towards your chest or your stomach. So I'm just warming up the wrist because there's a few chaturanga, you need to use your wrists, and I just want to warm up. I always really think it's important to warm up, just from experience. Okay, we're going to go to the right, so you're going to do that again. So you're going to bring all your hands and press all the fingertips towards you. Should be feeling it in those toes now, I sure am. One deep breath here. So yeah, I just think it's important to warm up, even if you're warm in a warm climate, and especially if it's cold, please always do 2 minutes of warming up. So bringing the hand down, you're going to press those fingertips in towards your chest. This one hurts a bit more. So if you've got any pain, just make sure to press the hand away and not to kind of injure anymore, or just don't do it. So we're going to undo the hands and undo the toes. I'm going to sit back into a normal seated position, and then we're going to do the hand wiggle. So hands out in front of you, just going to let go of what we just did and just shake, 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 shake. So kind of like you're shaking a cocktail, but your hands are the cocktail. That made no sense. But anyway, so staying like this, a few more rounds. And then bringing your palms down. Should be feeling it in those fingers and the palm. And nice and warm in the wrist. And just take one normal breath here. If you're already facing forward on your mat, you can bring both palms in front of you. So this is why we warmed up the wrist. And you're going to bring the left and the right leg behind you. And then we're going to press the fingertips down. And you're going to bring the chest down, the knees up behind you, and you're going to exhale down. So here, you're going to just bend the knees. If you're a total beginner, you'll need to bend the knees, bring the chest down. If your flexibility allows you to, you can always bring the heels down, but you don't want to compromise having the chest come up and rounded. You want to have the chest nice and long, lumbar all the way up to your head, the spine should be nice and long. And then your hamstrings can eventually lengthen, but for now you can always have them a little bit bent, like mine. So one more breath here, so I was distracting you with all this talking. So we're going to get moving a little more. So you're going to bring both feet towards the front of the mat, and you bring your hands, your feet about hip width apart, your hands are going to come up and up and up and up and up. Inhaling, hands up above you. Exhale, hands in front of your heart in prayer. And exhale, both hands out to your side. So inhaling, hands up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. And then this time we're going to bring the left leg behind you. So the foot's kind of facing forward. You might need to move it in, the heel in a little bit. You're going to bring yourself up into warrior one. So your hips are facing forward. And then here you might need to move the knee, depending, the foot, sorry, and the knee, just kind of in line with your right hip. So both hands out to the side, looking forward. And we're going to inhale, hands up. And then here we're in warrior one. So you don't worry too much about the shoulders. If you have any shoulder pain, you can always bring your arms further down. If you're okay, you can bring them up, depending on your shoulders. One more breath here. And as you exhale, we're going to bring both hands out in front of us, pressing both palms down, both feet behind you into a plank position. And here I always put my bum too high, so don't copy me. So nice and strong, you're going to press away from the floor. So if you're intermediate onwards, just stay where you are. If you're a complete beginner and this is still like, whoa, really strong, no shame. If you have any shoulder pain as well, untuck the toes, bring the knees down, but still make sure that the knees are a little further back so you still have a bit of strength into the upper body so you can build that strength. There's nothing wrong with being patient and building up the strength. I had to do this for ages because my shoulder was really bad. So if you're here in a beginner, you can exhale. If you're an intermediate, chaturanga, elbows in towards your chest, pressing the palms down. We're going to inhale up into cobra pose, bhujangasana. So I want you to squeeze the feet, squeeze your bum together, bum cheeks together, and then press down a little bit on your feet, looking forward, and then exhale back down. Bring your hands down, tuck the toes in. If you're from a tabletop, bring the chest down. You can still leave the knees bent, depending how you feel. And one breath here. And then inhaling, left leg's coming up, left leg's coming forward. And then here again, you're going to have your foot, you can bring it in a little bit. It's going to bring, you can bring the heel in a little bit, the right foot, and then you can come up and then press those hips forward, both hands out to the side, inhaling, hands up to the sky, back into warrior one. And then inhaling, I'm going to bring the foot up, hands up towards the sky, and exhale, hands in front of your heart, and then hands by your side. So we're going to do that a bit differently now. So we're going to inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to come down. You can bend the knees, relax the head. We're going to come halfway, hands to shins, looking forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Then exhale back into forward fold, Uttanasana. Then bring both hands down. We're going to bring both feet out behind you again to a plank position. So again, like I said earlier, just bring the knees down, like I'm doing, and then you're exhaling down, elbows in, chaturanga, and then bringing palms down. We're going to get back into our cobra pose. So inhaling up, this time squeezing the bum cheeks together, feet still touching the floor, shoulders down, chest out. Exhale back down. And then pressing the palms, we're going to get into downward facing dog. So tuck your toes in. You can either straighten the legs out, make sure your chest is nice and long. And then if this is still something you're getting used to, down dog is pretty tricky at first. You can always bend the knees. Then here we're going to bring the right leg out behind us, and then the right leg's going to come forward, and then the left foot's coming into a 90 degrees position. Left hand's coming up and right hand is coming up as well. So here you want your arms to kind of line up with the shoulders, and then here you're going to look forward, so pointing towards the front middle finger, your drishti gaze, which always helps later on if you want to get more into balancing poses. And it's quite a strong pose for your thighs, a bit of a hip opener as well. And then we're going to reverse that warrior. So right hand coming towards the back of the room, left hand's above the left knee. And then exhale, we're going to cartwheel both arms down, We're going to do our vinyasa again. So right foot behind you. Exhale. If you need to put the knees down, do so. Down. This time we're going to do something a bit different. I'm going to inhale, chest up, hands up, feet up, squeezing the bum, looking forward. Don't forget to breathe. And exhale down. It's nice pose to strengthen your lower back. Press your hands down, feet tucked in. And exhale, downward facing dog. So this time, left leg's going to come up. Left leg's coming up towards the front of your hands. Right foot's coming down into 90 degrees. Right hand up, left hand forward. Go into your warrior pose, nice and strong. Feel the power of your warrior, Virabhadrasana. 2, excuse me. And then one more breath here, looking at the middle finger. Then we're going to inhale, palm facing towards your face. Right hand on the right knee. And as you inhale, I'm going to come down. And exhaling, bring the other hand down. This time we're going to do another vinyasa. So bringing both hands down, you're going to exhale, coming down. And just like we did earlier, you're going to press the chest up, hands up, feet up, squeezing the bum together, looking up. Don't forget to breathe. And exhale down. I'm going to press the palms down, tuck the toes in, and get into our down dog. So next we're going to just you can get straight into dolphin if you're not sure what pose this is. So we're going to bring the knees down so I can show you. So you're going to exhale, bring the elbows down onto the mat, and then you're going to inhale. So it's kind of like a down dog, but this time your forearms and your elbows are down on the mat. A super awkward pose, and if you're but really good for strength and for opening your shoulders. We all kind of suffer from being on a computer for too long. Even if you do labor jobs, you're probably using your body a lot, so it gets very tight. So here you can always bend the knees, and you go kind of, again, like in down dog, you want to kind of press the chest down. So from here, I want you to press the feet behind and get into a forearm plank. So we're going to repeat that a few times. So you're going to bring the bum up, tuck the toes in a little bit. One breath here. And exhale again, bringing the feet a little further back, forearm plank. Exhale back into dolphin. And inhale again into plank. Third one. Inhaling back up. Back into dolphin. And then exhale back into plank or forearm plank. And then bringing your knees down, you'll bring the hands out in front of you. Bringing the knees in, we're going to exhale, stretch the whole upper body out into child's pose. We're going to press on the hands, so we're going to work again a bit on upper body strength and core. So we're going to bring ourselves into a plank. So here, like I said earlier, you can either stay in plank like this or bring the knees up if you've got a little more strength, if you're feeling courageous. So from here, we're going to get into chaturanga. So I'll just show you. So if you are intermediate, just stay where you are. And then if you are beginner, so bringing the knees down. Well, I just started with the hardest dolphin, but never mind. Exhale, I'm going to bring the elbows in, and then you get it into chaturanga. So this is how you do it for beginner style. So this is really great, even if you have your knees down for strength. It's a brilliant bit of pose. So otherwise, you can bring the knees up. So if you've been hanging on, well done. And then you're going to exhale chaturanga, but inhale back to plank. This requires quite a lot of strength. So always bring the knees down if you need to, and exhale back down. And inhale back up. Exhale back down. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. Inhale back up. And then either get into a downward dog or into a child's pose. And stretch that body out however you need. So if you're in child's pose, bring your bum up, get into this pose, down dog, and then you're going to bring, so you're going to kind of cross the legs, so left leg's coming forward, right leg's coming forward too. Bring the bum down, you're going to bring both feet out in front of you, so kind of about 90 degrees, and then you bring both hands out to the side. So here, we're going to get straight into boat pose. So for me, one of my students told me he can't quite balance. He's a lot skinnier than me, but I have quite a little butt, so balancing is not a problem. But another thing actually is activating the core. So if you've got the core, it's stable, you know, from the bum to here. Nice bit of rooting, and then bring the feet up about 90 degrees, so you can kind of knock a drink, or put a drink without knocking it down. And then you bring both hands just underneath the knees, so your chest looking forward. So this is number one. So we're going to go through all three variations of boat. And you're going to press the chest towards your knees. And then exhaling back down. So next you can keep doing this version if that's more comfortable for you. If you'd like to move forward, just give it a try. And if you fall out, no one's looking because you're at home anyway. So inhaling, bring your feet up, chest forward. And the second one is having your hands out. Oh, and your feet a nice, all your shins are nice straight, so you can put a drink there, remember? Chest in front. And if you're shaking a little bit, don't worry. I'm shaking on the inside. And then exhale back down. Awesome. So last one. So again, you can either come back up, feet 90 degrees, either hands underneath knees, under here, or finally legs straight, chest forward, 3 breaths here. And I'm shaking on the outside this time. And then exhale back down. Oh. Can you feel it? Okay, so we're going to work a little more on the core. So you're going to bring your hands behind you. So I'm going to show you, this is one way to do it. Another way that I've been doing as well is quite good for the core. So both hands are behind you. You're going to bring your knees in, so it's in and out knees. So staying here, feet probably 90 degrees rather than down. Doesn't matter too much as you go along. So we're going to exhale, bring the feet down, but not quite touching the floor, and inhaling back up. And exhale down, and inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. 2 more. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. So keep going, but if you'd like to make this a little more challenging, you can bring your hands up. You're going to exhale, bring yourself down, and bring it up. It's the same thing, but without the hands. And inhale up. 3 more. Exhale down. Inhale up. 1 more. And inhale up. It's actually harder if you go slower. And then bring the legs down. So we're going to bring your whole body down. You can flop yourself down if you'd like to. Oh, it's raining a little bit, so it might be a bit noisy. So both hands to the side. This time we're going to bring both hands, palms facing down. So you want to kind of feel like your torso, your stomach is like pressing down and nice and flat on the mat. Why is that? Because then when you bring your feet up, get down a little bit, bring your feet up, we're going to do kind of the same thing. So inhaling, you're going to bring the feet up. Exhale, the feet are coming down. Inhale up. So this is why you want your stomach to be pressing down, because you're working the core and you don't want to kind of do anything to your lower back. So exhale down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, oh my goodness, exhaling down, inhale up, exhaling down, inhaling up, we've got 5 more, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhale down, inhaling up, exhale down, inhaling up, and then final one, exhale down, inhaling back up, and then exhale all the way back down, let your body flop down, take a quick rest. So that's the last of the core work. You should feel your stomach muscles burning. So next we're going to bring left knee in, right knee in. We're going to cross those knees, we're going to whoop, bring ourselves up, and then we're going to bring both hands down in front of us, bringing the feet behind you. You're going to exhale. We're going to get into sort of from a downward facing dog. We're going to flop ourselves down with control, down, and then you're going to bring both arms out in front of you. Nothing crazy, we're just going to do a Sphinx pose, just stretch out the core, both palms pressing down on the mat. Inhale, chest forward, and shoulders down, and here squeeze the butt cheeks. Some bit of strength in the thighs, and mostly in the butt cheeks. If you need to come lower, any lower back pain, don't overdo it. And exhale down. Next we're going to do locust pose, so bringing both hands out behind you, exhale, shoulders up, squeeze the butt cheeks, legs up, feet up, chest up, finally the head up. So let's stay here for about 3 breaths, so don't forget to breathe. And exhale back down, both hands back down on your side, quick rest here, and then bring your both hands below your shoulders. You're going to bring yourself up, you're going to bring both feet in, and then we're going to bring the feet out in front of us, and then here we're going to bring both hands by your side. We're going to do a quick twist. We're going to inhale, bring both knees in. Let's say thank you body, for what it does to you, for you, every day. Give it some love. And then we're going to bring the right hand up to the sky, and then that right palm is going to come to the left side of the knee, and then we're going to bring both knees down towards the mat or the floor, and then left hand out. And then you're going to face towards the left hand. So just do 2 breaths here. Then we're going to inhale, bringing both knees in towards your chest. And then same thing, left hand on the side, left hand up, left hand to the right side of your knee. Both knees are coming down, right hand's coming out, and then you're going to look towards your right hand. And then we're going to inhale, bringing both knees in towards the chest. And then we're going to finally bring the right foot down, left foot down, both hands out to the side, relaxing the shoulders. And finally, the final resting pose, Shavasana. So let yourself completely relax. Find any last bits that you need to move just to get comfortable. Let your body relax a little further. Let it feel heavier and heavier. space, back into your body. And wiggle the fingertips and the toes. And then inhaling, you're going to bring both knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a hug, saying thank you to your body. And now I'm going to bring our body, you can bring it to the left or to the right, whichever is the most comfortable. Just stay on your side, sort of a fetal position for one breath. I'm using the hands come up and get back into comfortable seated position. And bring both knees out, shoulders down. One normal breath here. And now we're going to bring both hands out to the side. We're going to inhale, hands up towards the sky. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Thank you so much for doing this video. If you watched it till the end, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I really hope that you feel a little stronger. Don't worry about if you're a complete beginner and this was a bit difficult. That's totally, I find it difficult. I've done yoga for a little while. So, so definitely just try again and you'll see that eventually your core will start to get stronger. I don't do that much core work, like once, twice a week, 3 sometimes, but not every day. Obviously if you did it every day it would be like super muki muki, as we say in Japanese. So if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and any comments I will make sure to answer them. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimashita.